Alright, hey everybody, it's Toby Tanks here. Thought I would drop a different kind of video. We're going to be going over my experience and history as a collegiate Overwatch player. Obviously, I'm still playing. I'm still at Wichita State University. Today's date is January 20th, 2026. I think in comparison, I started in 2022, 2021. Well, pretty much my 2021-22 academic year. I was still at Emporia, but this whole journey starts from when I started the game Overwatch, because I mean, much the whole experience from me playing Overwatch, which I picked it up from a friend in 2021. He was my roommate at the time, and let's just say that I ended up playing the game way more than him. I picked it up, I crossed him in rank very quickly. Not discredit him, he played it more during the prime of like 2016. That I picked it up in 2021. There's a gap year of like 4 or 5 years to like have like the game, so I died there. Unfortunate. But I picked up the game pretty quickly, and I was at Emporia State at the time, and turns out they had an esports club. Like, not an esports program that you might see today, but a club. But yeah, they had different games. It was mostly circled around League of Legends, because the current president of the club, he was a League of Legends player. And president, I think he's a good person in my history. I don't know if he considers us to be colleagues, friends, I don't know. But I have not seen him in many years. But I don't even know. I'm half-assing this gameplay right now. But yeah, so I joined the club and I was like, hey, do we have an Overwatch team? And he said no. I was like, oh, can I make one? And he's like, yeah. So then and there, I started the Overwatch team at Emporia State University. And it was, the gold player at the time. This is around 2022. And there was a tournament at K-State, a LAN event, as you will. And it was one of those events where you have to bring your own computer, and I'll get to that later. But so I had to get a team together. This was back when Overwatch was 6v6, and to find 5 people to join the team. And let's just say gold turned out to be the highest rank of anybody on the team. It was me at the time. So it's like, hey guys, you guys want to go to this in Manhattan, Kansas, which is where K-State is at? And they said yes. So we got the team together. And here's the problem where you're on PCs to a LAN was an issue, because most LANs you might think, oh, they should have computers provided. But for this year at this LAN, no, they did not. So everybody was getting setups to to bring their PCs. The thing I haven't mentioned so far is, to this point, I was a console player. So you might be thinking, oh, console to PC LAN, how does that work? Are they just not allowed to play? No, they just allowed me to bring my Xbox and just play. Obviously, got a lot of strange looks from people, and from there, I was kind of known in the collegiate scene for Overwatch in Kansas that, oh, Toby, he's the guy that brought a fucking Xbox to a PC LAN, and I've never lived that down. Like, that's much my main identity in Kansas esports scene. Not for being a good tank player, kind of hey, it's something funny, Xbox to a PC LAN, pretty much my identity from now on. Playing Wrecking Ball on console at a LAN at Xbox. Like, everybody probably, it's literally the strangest thing ever. But we say we absolutely lost every game of that tournament. Like with highest ranked player being a gold console player, yeah, absolute same. But we had so much fun. It was such a fun experience. That's brought me into the world of esports, going to a lane. I know we were just all fucking around for the most part, but showed up something I wouldn't expect myself to have a love for. I mean, well, mostly playing single player fucking games like Skyrim and Fallout growing up. In later years to having going online competitive games as I grew up, and pretty much how it all started. Eventually, I think around 2023, 2024, they announced at Emporia State that they would get a varsity esports program. And I'll try to put an image here, but we got $150,000 from the city for our program, which was super cool. And they had interviews for the esports director position, and actually the esports club actually took over, which was honestly super cool. And once that happened, I took over as president of the club. Just like, hey, who's going to replace the person that's been there forever? Oh, let's have Toby do it. So I think for the rest of my time there at Emporia State, I was the president of the esports club, which was the biggest esports, the biggest student organization on campus, and I took a lot of pride in that. I think our Discord had like 200, which, sound like a lot, but for Division 2, yeah, that's a lot. I'm not going to stall this. All right. Not a big deal to me. So we did a lot of work. We got people together, and people to play Overwatch and other games. We had a lot of tournaments on campus, like Mario Kart tournaments, all stuff like that. We did like a game night where everybody had an old Nintendo system, so we played those games on there, all types of things. But yeah, the arena, and the esports program, we started offering scholarships, and that attracted probably the more competitive crowd. From averaging from a gold under team, we turned into quickly a Masters GM team. Obviously, this is before Champ came out, like probably before. And we got really competitive. I mean, state and the conference that we are typically in with typical athletics, my AA, all sports directors from the different schools made the MTEC, if I recall correctly, which, relatively the same kind of conference that our athletics would have, but for esports. And we had an Overwatch tournament for that same conference, and team, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not sure if it was the first semester or the second. I'm pretty sure it was the second, but we won conference championship. I think the first one we lost to Western, which had a longer standing esports program, something more developed, rather than us that's for like a year at that point, probably not even. And I will say, hey, I'm not gonna lie, I got benched during the conference championship. Our coach, who was also a student, was a GM, top 500 overall player, and we literally just had the conversation like, hey, gives us the best chance to win. That was our coach. And this wasn't one of those places where the coach was like a time paid position. He was just a student that just rather wouldn't have played. That's what he did. And we just pushed it out. I'm like, that created the Overwatch scene at Emporia. I mean, I'm just proud to see it like win. Like, I don't think we got like it or anything, but I thought it was cool. I think we might lose this whole shit. I was just proud to see my baby Overwatch at Emporia won a conference title. Like, I'm so excited for that. So, oh, I'm gonna see. I have no way to taste it. Oh, I get some. I'm totally cooked. Yeah, but with that, I think I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna add this part. Oh, they're talking a lot of shit in the chat there. So like last year in Emporia, there's a disagreement in beliefs. Jokes were made, and my last semester at Emporia State, I was kicked off the Overwatch team by a majority vote by the people of the program. I believe it was just, one person, and the rest of the team was more friends with that person, and it was, I mean, it's going to be kicked off at that point, and it would lean towards me. So, in my last semester of state before I graduated, I planned on transferring anyways, but I was kicked off with the team around the end of the semester, like right A's playoffs, which wasn't a big deal. I just missed A's playoffs, big deal. But after I transferred to Kansas Wesleyan University with the impression that I was going to be a graduate assistant, play on their Overwatch team. Turns out, when I got there, I was informed by literally nobody, but we had to figure out by ourselves that the esports program has been cut, silently swept under the rug at Kansas Wesleyan, which was tragic. I went to this private university thinking, hey, I was going to get a bunch of college paid for by being a GA, and I get there and said, oh, sorry, never mind. That's not happening. I know you paid thousands of dollars to come here, but yeah, that's not happening anymore. So there was no esports program, no GA, no money provided. The Ohio team or any of the other teams weren't able to compete that year. So most of us were just practicing for fun. But I will say, generated a lot of friendships through that. I live around that area as well as of recording this video. And yeah, they were just practicing all year. You know, average team was just like Masters players, nothing crazy. We had 2 players that were top 500 at the time, me and our TPS player. We were like, oh yeah, we had 2 nationally ranked players, and you know, the program, I think crazy, which it was. That department gave us no answers. The school pretty much gave us no answers. I had to personally meet with the president of the university to give like any. It wasn't getting as much people to the university through esports, even though there's many staff members and students that would say that they gave them no resources to recruit, which, you know, I believe the students or the people that are paid full-time there, I might just trust the students on that one. But by the end of the year, I plan on transferring again. The initial pick for transferring out, Wichita State's been a normally pretty dominant program. And at least Overwatch case, Wichita State has been a pretty dominant program, at least for all their titles. But as an Overwatch player, they've always been pretty dominant in the Overwatch scene, at least for Kansas standards, as in they've whooped everybody's ass for multiple years straight. So I joined there. I'm going to be playing just to be a staff member, because I worked in esports for how long? I was the esports club president, which isn't a job, but I became the program manager of the Emporia State at the time when I was there. I had a lot of involvement in different aspects of recruiting and all that. I just wanted to be a staff member at, you know, the program in the state of Kansas, get my sport management degree, which I'm still working on today, and compete in Overwatch, which, you know, completely planned to compete in Overwatch, but they're like, hey, we need an Overwatch player. I'm like, okay. And there you go. I don't know where to. That's kind of where we stand today. I had my first semester at Wichita State last semester, the fall of 2025, and, you know, we were pretty close in CAC, but we just lost a game that we shouldn't have, and Ace we just kind of got early by not too, but by a national powerhouse in the Overwatch collegiate scene. But that's kind of where right now, today, as I'm recording this video, I don't play Overwatch as crazy as I do anymore. I don't play Overwatch as I used to, but I still have a deep love for the game. I mean, from 2021 to 2026, been doing collegiate esports for however long now. But, you know, for anything else. But yeah, that's pretty been my journey as a collegiate Overwatch player. If you've this long, thank you for watching. I'll see you later. Peace.